Hi, welcome to Our Moon Divine Tarot. Thank you for being here and joining me for this reading. I have a pick a card reading today with messages from your most authentic self. Now, this was inspired by the current new moon in Leo, but whatever it is that you need some messages from your authentic self, I hope that this reading is here for you to provide those messages. Now, I have 5 different piles to choose from here. So if you want to take a moment to pick your card, reflect on what's calling to you. It could be the colors, the images. All right, I did choose the Strength card because, like I said, I am doing this for the new moon in Leo. And also, right, this Leo energy truly carries, this strong sense of self. All right. And, with the Strength card, right. And sometimes it takes a lot of bravery, like a lot of strength, inner strength, to be able to show who we truly are to the world. So, yeah, that being said, let me go ahead and introduce you to the piles here. For pile number 1, I will be using the Pamela Coleman Smith, aka Rider Waite Tarot, and this is the Strength card from that deck. For pile number 2, I will be using the Vox Arcana Tarot, and this is the Strength card from that deck. For pile number 3, I will be using the New Chapter Tarot, and this is the Strength card from that deck. For pile number 4, I will be using the Secrets of Paradise Tarot, and here is the Strength card for that deck. And for pile number 5, I will be using the Wandering Star Tarot, and here is the Strength card for that deck. Now, feel free to pause the video as needed if you want to reflect on the cards, meditate. Once again, think about what is calling you to each of these cards. And when you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 1, and those of you who chose the Strength card from the Pamela Coleman Smith, aka Rider Waite Tarot. Welcome to this reading. I'm going to go ahead and start off with an energy check. So if this first part of the reading sounds like your story, then you know you are at the right place. If it doesn't sound like you, please feel free to check out a different pile. So as I was reflecting, meditating, preparing for this reading, the word that I kept hearing over and over again as I stared into this card was the word traditional. So the word in itself might have some significance for you. This could be something that you identify as, okay? I'm getting somebody who has a lot of reverence for traditions, okay? And this is in whatever context it means for you. All right, so hear me out, right? Like, this could be showing up in your values, the way that you navigate the world, the dress, jewelry that you adorn your body with, the foods that you eat even, okay? I feel like you have this reverence for your ancestors. I very much feel like your ancestors are around you, right? Like supporting you, and like you carry them with you in the actions that you take every day, right? Like you might literally, right, have a ritual to honor them, or it's just the way that you are going through the world is an honor, right, to those that came before you. I feel like that sort of connection here. Another thing that popped up here was that I feel like you are somebody who has such a soft touch when it comes to addressing issues, when it comes to challenges that you are facing, okay? You are very gentle, you are very pure of heart over here, okay? Somebody who prefers to keep the peace, prefers to address issues in a natural way, okay? I also kept hearing like the natural way of things over here. So whatever that means for you, I don't know, right? But, I'm feeling like you being classified as bold or fierce or something would feel so inauthentic to you, right? Like you'd rather kind of take a step back. I'm getting somebody who would rather walk away from a problem than feel confrontational. Not to say that it's like you do know, right? Like you do know how to win people over with your kindness. You do know how to overcome obstacles by taking a soft and gentle approach to them. It's not that you don't have that strength within you. It's just that you also know when it's better to walk away, or you know when it's not your battle to fight, or you know when it doesn't matter what you say, whoever it is that you're talking to is not worthy of your time, because there's no way that you can change their mind, right? Now, the thing about that is that I do feel like a challenge that you might be facing is that people can misconstrue this part of you as naive, right? Or even as weak, okay? Like they might see that, you know, maybe, oh, this person doesn't stand up for themselves because you don't do it in, you know, whatever way like like whoever it is expecting, right? So there is the sense of, you know, like people erroneously applying this, you know, perception of like you as being naive and you being somebody that they can take advantage of, and that can result in exactly that, right? Like maybe people trying to take advantage of you because they think that you can't defend yourself, but you can, right? So that could just be some of the challenges that you're also currently facing. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the tarot. That sounded like you. If there were any messages in that for you, let's find out. Let's find out what authentic parts of you are emerging at this moment. What does your authentic self have to say? Pile number one. All right. You have the Knight of Cups. You have the Queen of Swords. Well, you have the Six of Cups reversed, the Two of Swords reversed. You have the Ace of Cups reversed, goodness golly, and the Page of Cups. Wow. Whew. All right. The first thing I'm going to notice here is that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 cup cards, and the other two are sword cards. Okay, so with cups, this is your emotional realm. I feel like your feelings, your emotions are very much running high at this moment. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of feelings that you're having within you right now that you don't know how to reconcile, that you don't know how to address. Okay, I'm getting that this is causing you to be very in your head about it. Okay, something that you are working through. Okay, look, something I'm going to say is like an authentic part of you that wants to rise up in this moment is somebody that can balance their logic with their emotions. Okay, the Knight of Cups wants to come through with love's, like love messages of love, right? This does not have to be romantic love, right? It's just navigating the world with love, navigating the world with like with care, with nurturing energy over here. Okay, the Queen of Swords over here is somebody who had to learn how to defend themselves, and I do feel like this is a balance for you because, you know, maybe sometimes you feel like you're at either or end, right? Like I said, you do have a lot of wisdom. You know how to take care of yourself, but sometimes this is misconstrued and people don't see that you will chop off their heads if you need to, okay? And honestly, look, I know this is gonna sound terrible, but it is possible that there is some metaphorical chopping off that needs to happen here. It could be people that are not serving you. It could be ideas as well, okay? It could be, you know, okay, I'm just gonna say this, all right? For some of you, there is a reconciling that you need to do between these traditional values that you seem to carry with the realities of the world that you live in. Okay, like that is some of the adaptation here. Okay, it's like, it's beautiful that you have a pure heart, that you have pure intentions, but it is possible that sometimes those around you have misused your energy. So there is this version of you that isn't dismissing the loving side of them. It's not dismissing. You're still carrying this through. You are still loving. You are still nurturing. You are still soft touched and gentle with others. And also, you know when people need to be cut off, right? Like, you know how to take care of yourself first, because you have the Knight of Cups over here and the Queen of Swords. I feel like the Queen is taking precedence, right? Like, this is the emphasized energy, and I feel like you do need to sit with your thoughts at the moment, okay? Very much in a learning opportunity. I feel like there's a part of you that needs to be a little bit more callous, that needs to be a little bit more direct, okay? The authentic version of you that wants to come out isn't mean, right? That's why the Knight of Cups is still showing up here. But they do stand up for themselves. And that is the part of you that wants to arise here as well, okay? How do you go with it about this? All right, by loving yourself first, okay? The Page of Cups over here is telling me take a step back, all right? You know, and the Ace of Cups showing up reverse is telling me start with yourself, okay? There are two versions of yourself. The Two of Swords over here very much emphasizing, right, logic and reason with emotion and your feelings over here, okay? And these are the two things that it's hard work, right? But that you are being asked to process, like, in your heart space here, okay? Like, I'm getting adapt, okay? Like, some of you, I'm getting, might walk away from a problem too soon, you know, like, or don't defend yourselves because you're like, it's a lost cause, but your words do seem to have more power than you are giving them credit for. Okay, that's another thing that I'm sensing here. Okay, as far as, you know, getting this authentic version of you going, all right, some of you have some inner child healing over here, some reconciling within yourself that you are being asked to do. Okay, the Six of Cups is very much about taking care of little you, okay? Like, what is it that you are doing to nurture, you know, the young parts of you that maybe were quieted down when you were little? Like, if you were, you know, I go back to this. I feel like I kind of touched on this, right? But I feel like maybe certain things were imposed on you since you were young, and that is what you grew up believing, and that's why you honor this so much. And that's great, right? Like, you can have reverence for the way that things have been done, but you can also be your own self, okay? I'm getting that for some of you. You got your creativity, your self-love. I feel like the way that you nurture yourself first kind of got stifled a little bit, okay? Maybe you were being asked to take care of others more than yourself, so you didn't get to prioritize your needs. But now is the time to do that. Now is the time to take care of you first, because that is what's going to give you the strength to be able to truly stand up for yourself, right? To show up as this authentic version of you that cuts through the bullshit, all right? Now, yeah, you know, with the Page of Cups, slow and steady, okay? Get in touch with your dreams, okay? A lot of self-love, a lot of self-care showing up here for you. Allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to be creative, allow yourself to be playful is another thing that I'm getting here, okay? That is an authentic version of you that wants to show up at this time. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a couple of extra cards here from my little deck of self-care, see what other messages you have showing up for you. You have fire. You were missing some fire here. You have set one goal. Whoa. You have you deserve the love you desire, and you have earth and trees. Okay, yes, okay. You know, I'm gonna start here. This is the sun energy. Okay, another inner child healing card. Okay, so making time to play, okay? Making time to have fun, making time to enjoy yourself, okay? Very much pay attention to what little you is wanting, okay? Whether that is throwing a tantrum, you know, for some of you, I'm getting you're so logical about things, or try to be so logical about things, that you shush down your desires, or you shush down your own needs, right? Like, you don't not only, you know, walk away from others sometimes, like, you walk away from your own beast sometimes because you're like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm not going to deal with that. That's just the way it is, right? And there's this need to kind of take a step back and say, why is that the way it is? Why does it have to be that way? Okay. For some of you, like, getting in touch with earth and fire, okay, could be significant at this moment, okay? Whether that means, you know, lighting a candle, saying a prayer, okay, touching some dirt, talking to a tree, okay? Little forms of self-care here at the moment that might resonate with you, but they're also speaking to the nurturing side of you and the part of you that needs to find some inspiration, okay? This is, you know, Emperor energy, and with that one goal as well. Okay, this feels very aligned. Like, get started, get a move on you, on doing things for yourself. Okay, this one small goal can be whatever it is that you need it to be, right? Whether it's, I'm gonna take 2 minutes a day, right, to go talk to a tree, or I'm gonna take 2 minutes a day to pray, or I'm gonna take 2 minutes a day to do something that you enjoy, right? Like, whatever it is, all right, something small for yourself here. And then you have, you know, you deserve the love you desire. Okay, with, you know, all of the cups energy over here. Okay, I do feel like you have a lot of love to give, and like, you do show up with a lot of love. Okay, but the start with yourself is really calling to me, because it's emphasizing this need for self-love, this need to pour this cup of love onto yourself and do things for your own self-love, self-worth, self-care. Okay, and I feel like for those of you that are looking for union, looking for some sort of, you know, romantic, you know, situation over here, okay, this can come your way. This is lovers energy showing up. Okay, but start with yourself here. Okay, so that when it shows up for you, you are ready to accept it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this reading with a message from the Earthcraft Oracle, just to see if there's anything else that you might need to hear at this time. But I'm going to say that if there were any messages for you here at all, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Your likes, your comments, subscribing, everything truly helps me out, lets me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. And, whoa, you have 43 with womb showing up here. All right, let's see what we have. You have, okay, sorry, I'm like trying to figure out, where do I start? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna read the whole thing. Take a moment to imagine the Big Bang, the beginning of the universe. At first, there's endless darkness, and then suddenly a blast of brilliant light. In those moments, there's simultaneously nothing and everything that will ever exist. Now picture everything. Sorry, now picture your womb space. It too is a limitless expanse of darkness, and like the beginning of the universe, every idea, call to create, or stirrings of something new is like a big bang sparking life inside your sacred bowl. Your womb, sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Hand pile number one. It's your womb is pure potential. It is the portal for all creation. Anything that has ever happened in your life or ever will exist can be born, transformed, and healed through the sacredness of your sacral chakra. Some of you might need to balance your sacral chakra here. The womb card has, yeah, find inspiration. Okay. The womb card has come to your reading to awaken your sacred ability to create and heal. There you go. That was the message. You know what? That's what I was stumbling all over, because this is the message that you need to hear. Okay. The womb card has come to your reading to awaken your sacred ability to create and heal. The process of creation and healing are two sides of the same coin. To create, one must imagine something that has never been. To heal, one must be willing to embrace a new way of being. Okay? Embrace the new version of you that is rising. Allow your authentic self to shine through. Pile number one, thank you so much for being here. If anything resonated at all, please feel free to drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and best wishes with everything. Bye. Hello, pile number two, and those of you who chose the Strength card from the Vox Arcana Tarot here. I am starting this reading with an energy check by tapping into the energy of this card that you chose. If this sounds like you, sounds like your story, then you know that you're at the right place. If it doesn't, please feel free to check out a different pile. We will then get into the authentic parts of you that are emerging in this moment. Well, okay. Please forgive me. I need a sip of water. All right. So pile number two. I'm gonna say that when I was meditating, reflecting on this card, the first thing that I got was that this is somebody who consciously or unconsciously has worked hard to balance their solar plexus chakra. Okay, so you might be very actively working on this. You're aware of this and what it means, and for others of you, you don't even know that you're doing it. You're just so naturally aligned to your sense of self. Okay, there is a strong sense of self that is coming from you, okay, that is radiating. All right, this is you working hard to become calm, confident, powerful. Okay, this is, you know, somebody who I feel like your confidence in yourself is what's helping you tackle these obstacles. Okay, this, you know, with the lion, you know, showing up here, you know, this, you know, from all the cards that I chose, I got the sense like this felt like the most fierce lion over here. Okay, and now the lion is indicative, right, of, you know, our own shadows, society shadows. Okay, challenges that you are being asked to overcome over here. Okay, and this is something though that I feel like you have such a strong grasp on. Like, you know how to work a room, you know how to like navigate situations. Okay, like you are somebody whose energy is felt in a room. Okay, another thing that I got was like your eyes speak for you. Okay, you are somebody who is very wise with your words and doesn't unnecessarily speak, right? Like if you are gonna say something, it is going to mean something and it is going to be heard. But I also feel like your eyes speak for you, your presence speaks for you. Okay, like it's possible, like I'm even getting like you might even be like a Leo rising, right? Or you carry that energy of somebody who demands respect in a room. Okay, like your expressions, your facial expressions, your look over here is going to let people know like what they need to do. Right, if they're acting out of line, if they are in your good grace. Okay, like people can sense that from you. Okay, now something that I feel like, you know, could be a challenge here that you know, something that I was getting is that, you know, others might be afraid of your power. Okay, you know, like particularly with the very brazen lion here, is that, you know, others' fear of you or society's fears of the power that you carry within yourself has in turn meant that, you know, people try to tear you down. Right, it's like you are a threat because you are so strong over here, and as a result, life can have felt, you know, like a constant battle to protect yourself, a constant battle to protect your ego. You know, even, you know, with the solar, like the strong solar plexus or the strong sense of self over here, I don't feel like that was something that naturally came to you or that came easy to you. Right, it is something that you've worked hard to develop, and for a lot of you it's come from proving to yourself how strong you are in past obstacles. But it almost feels like the obstacles aren't coming, like they're still showing up trying to tear you down. But it's almost like every time that somebody tries to tear you down, it just makes you stronger. All right. So I don't know, look, if this sounds like you, if this sounds like your story, let's get into the rest of the reading and find out what authentic parts of you are emerging in this moment. All right. Whew. All right, let's do this. Okay, you have the Tower showing up over here. Yeah, you have the Five of Cups. Look, why does this not surprise me? I'm gonna say right off the bat, you know, like I said, strong sense of self, very in your power, very commanding presence over here. But this didn't come easy. A lot of you have gone through a lot of Tower moments in your life. I'm getting a lot of you have gone through a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of, you know, despair over here, and that is actually part of what's giving you this knowledge, what's giving you this power. It's like you, an authentic part of you that is trying to rise up here is something that, like, it's an energy, it's a sense of like, you know how to use the experiences that you went through, and you know how to transform the pain that you went through into something that is going to, one, like guide your path, but I'm also getting guide others. It's almost like, I don't know, like your experience over here brings light to the situation. Is not just about you, right? Sorry, I'm just like seeing, right, like with the guiding the hand, right, it's showing the light for others to see. Like you are reflecting, like others might see themselves reflected in you. Okay, for a lot of you, you are learning how to be in the spotlight is another thing that I'm getting. Okay, like it's not even like you have to be in a, right, like a literal spotlight or doing something that you know, like where people are seeing you, paying attention to, or like, you know, like you're speaking to others or whatever. It's just the way that you navigate the world here is an example for others, right? Like people see you and they go, I want to be like that. I love that way that person carries themselves, right? I love the way they do things over here. And a lot of this came from pain. You know, that's the really interesting part. You know, for some of you, obviously you do not have to share anything that you are not comfortable with, but I do get the sense that an authentic version of you like recognizes, hey, this wasn't easy for me, right? It's like you are inspiring others by letting them see the tough moments that you went through, by letting them see that like you have fallen before, that you have been hurt before, and that you can still be that strong. And then people go, dang, like this person's been through it, and look at them, look how amazing they are. Like if they can do it, maybe I can do it too, right? Like that sort of situation. Dang. Okay, sorry. All right. Look, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a couple of extra cards over here. I just got very distracted. You know, just a little side story while I pull out the rest of these cards. I got this deck and I felt like I was having such trouble connecting to it. And then I did a reading for somebody using it and I felt so instantly like, I don't know. So this is a collective deck. Why am I telling you all of this? Oh, yeah. Look, okay, I'm going to tell you because I think there's something in this, okay? This is a collective deck, right? So every card was created by a different artist and that's cool. I loved the concept, right? But I was kind of having trouble seeing the vision there for a second. But then when it dawned on me, okay? And I feel like, I know this is going to sound crazy or maybe like, I don't know. If it doesn't make sense to you, then it doesn't make sense to you. But I do feel like there are parts of you that you are piecing together over here that are going to be for the good of the collective, right? I hate to place that kind of pressure on you. And like I said, I don't even feel like you have to do anything different. All you have to do is live your life, right? You do not have to do anything extra. Like you are an example. You're a living example as it is, okay? I do want to make that clear, okay? I'm like, yes, okay? All right, now down here, you know, you do have the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Death card showing up here, okay? Messages from your authentic self over here. I'm gonna say, look, you, in your material realm with the Seven of Swords, all right, you are being asked to assess, to strategize, okay? How is it that you are navigating the world, okay? For some of you, I'm gonna say, just because I'm gonna touch on it, the Seven of Swords can be a little bit of a sneaky / manipulative energy, okay? Sometimes, you know, I've interpreted it before, and I mean, I'm getting this message right now, I've interpreted it for myself before as like, you know what? Sometimes we have to do what we have to do to survive, and that's just the way that life is, okay? And maybe that's been you in the past, okay? Now, you are not losing your strategy. You are not losing the part of you that is smart about the way that you go about things, but there is this need to reconcile where maybe you've been manipulative in the past, or maybe you've been sneaky about the way that you do things over here, right? And move on, continuing to be strategic, right? Like continuing to be smart, like that does not mean being sneaky or manipulative, okay? Like that's the message here. All right, something that your authentic self wants you to assess, okay? I also feel like there is so much self-love that your authentic self wants you to have for yourself with this Nine of Cups showing up in your heart space, okay? This is you making yourself happy, you nurturing your emotional space. How do you do with your feelings? How do you treat yourself? Do you tell yourself how proud you are of yourself, okay? What kind of, where do you find joy in life, okay? That's something that your heart wants you to pay attention to, okay? There's, you know, the most authentic part of you over here, right, knows how to love themselves and honors themselves for that, okay? You also have, you know, with the Page of Wands, I feel like you are being asked to find love and inspiration, love and creativity, okay? The Page of Wands is inspirational, right? Like it is, you know, it's a little bit, it's a little bit of a dangerous kind of unrefined energy because you can have a lot of passions and a lot of, you know, excitement and inspiration here that can be misdirected because it's unrefined. But I do get the sense that if you know how to control it, if you know how to channel that energy within you that wants to be creative, that wants to, you know, like I'm getting, you know, inspire yourself, inspire others, you know, that is inspired, okay, then it can create such wonderful things around you, okay? I'm getting start small, okay? The page, like I said, right? Like you're not taking on all of these big challenges. You're just, you know, for some of you, I'm getting like finding creative outlets to express yourself, okay? Finding creative outlets to help you with the self-love, you know? Like I do feel, sorry, I keep getting called to this 9 of Cups. I don't know why here, but I feel like your emotional, your heart space, okay? Like for some of you, there is this need to, you know, especially like the way that you present yourself as strong and confident, you know, is this coming from a place of love? Is this coming from a place of nurture? I feel like your most authentic self is also loving, also not just sees, you know, the challenges that you went through, not just sees the difficulties that you've overcome and the power that you have and the strength that you carry, but also honors the softer parts of you, the loving parts of you. Your heart, I feel like, is asking for a lot of attention right now. You know, as far as, you know, you're going through some spiritual transformations, okay, with the Death card over here. All right, I feel like you are just transforming over here, you know, like big changes in your spiritual realm, okay? This is also your advice over here to leave things behind that are not serving you, okay? Whether this is manipulation, sneakiness, okay, whether this is, I'm also getting, you know, look, obviously I can't make any promises, right? Because I feel like life is this continuous, yeah, and I was getting that at the beginning, right? It's kind of like you get this constant, you know, people trying to put you down sort of situations, you know, and you know, that could just be something that we continuously face, right? Sorry, I'm thinking of a very, you know, Capricorn energy where it's like the struggle just never ends. But you know, I do get the sense that the way that you are addressing these things is changing. It's like the problems, the tower moments that you are facing are going to get smaller with time. They're going to get smaller. Like you're going to be so much stronger at truly facing these challenges, at diminishing, you know, like your tower moments, they might still come, but they're going to be shorter. They're going to be smaller and you're going to have a better hang on of them. Okay. I feel like there's just those big, difficult moments that you've been facing throughout your life, they're about to be left in the past, okay? There's like you transforming a new version of you, a version of you that can handle this. It's like the Death card, you know, it makes me think of that journey to the underworld where you have to go and, you know, go through the darkest parts and go through the difficult times over here, but then you can arise a true hero over here. And I feel like you are in this journey to the underworld right now, but when you choose to rise up, when you choose to embrace your authentic self that is loving, that is creative, as well as powerful, that is okay with, you know, shining your light on the rest of the world over here, okay? Like your life is truly going to transform. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually pull a couple of extra cards here from my little deck of self-care to ask about how you can take care of yourself right now. And let's see what other messages you have here. Yeah, okay. All right, look, you have, I'm laughing with hydrate because some of y'all, it's funny because I did have to, yes, I had to stop and take a sip of drink at the beginning, a drink of water at the beginning, and I'm so thirsty right now as well. So for some of you, you might just literally need to hydrate, okay? Like how are you hydrating in your physical body, okay? Like just period. But for others of you, this is also about that emotional access, okay? Like when I created this card, right, I did intend it to also be accessing your feelings. Allow yourself to feel your feelings over here, okay? And then you have 21. This is my world card in my little deck of self-care, okay? Honor yourself. This is, you are closing karmic cycles, my friend. You are leaving things behind. Like I said, you are leveling up. You're getting about ready. So take a moment to honor yourself. Look at how much you've grown. Tell yourself that you are proud of you over here, okay? Little things that, you know, you have the And this is hermit energy showing up, you know, with meditate and the number 9 here. So healing is happening. Okay. For some of you, I do feel like you also have to honor your need to be in isolation sometimes, you know, like sometimes maybe your light can be so bright and, you know, whatever you go, I'm getting, even if you're not asking for attention, you're getting attention, and that could be depleting. So honor your need for space, honor your need to create time for yourself as well. Okay. Meditation could be one way that you can sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts here. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this reading with a message from the Earthcraft Oracle. And I'm going to take a second to say that if there have been any messages for you here at all, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Your likes, your comments, subscribes, everything truly helps and lets me know that there were messages here for you. And wow, you have the number 11. Sorry, I got so distracted. I don't think you know, I love this deck so much, and I don't think I've ever really sat with this card that much. You have 11 and Forest Tear showing up. Yeah, I really haven't. I don't have it annotated at all. Interesting. I guess we're going to learn together here. Pile number 2, you have even trees cry when they're hurt. Where are we talking about this? Pile number 2, face your feelings, emotional support, allow yourself, you know, hydrate. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Let me back up. Thank you. Even trees cry when they're hurt, and you, sacred one, must also allow yourself to mourn what you have lost. Okay. The 5 of Cups, the Tower showing up here. When a tree is hurt, it seeps forest tears, or what you might know as tree resin. The resin covers the wounds and hardens, allowing the tree the time and protection it needs to heal. The tree's inherent intelligence knows how much resin it needs to feel safe and whole again. When this card comes up in a reading, it's a reminder that although we all grieve and heal in different ways, we must grieve before the healing process can truly begin. Is there a loss you have experienced that still needs mourning? Have you been avoiding the grieving process? All right. And I want to take a moment here to talk about how sometimes we think about grief, particularly in the context of, you know, a personal loss. And sometimes grief can be the loss of an idea, the loss of a dream, the loss of a hope, the loss of a version of yourself, right? Allow yourself to grieve, right? Know that you deserve this, okay? Others, like, you deserve, sorry, let me back up. That sounded terrible. Like, you deserve to allow yourself the time to heal, okay? You are okay if you cry. That is actually, you know, scientifically, all right, when we cry, it releases hormones from our brain that actually helps us process things, okay? So if you have an aversion to crying, you know, allow yourself to cry, okay? You have the right, there you go, you have the right to cry. You have the right to feel sad if you need to, okay? Now, all right, I hope that made sense. Okay, others may expect you to heal in a time frame that they determine to be healthy or appropriate. You might have been told to move on, or that the way you move on is to bury your emotions. Or perhaps others have made you feel as though you've moved on too quickly, that you didn't take your situation seriously enough, and now you feel pressure to stay in a healing space longer than you feel is necessary. Another person's experience is not a measure of your own, and you can heal as quickly or slowly as you like. Your pace, whatever that might be, is exactly what you need. All right. Yes. Honor yourself. Okay. Stay confident in yourself. Stay confident in what you need. Stay confident. Like, this strong sense of self, okay? Continue to nourish it and add some feelings to it, is what I'm going to say, pile number 2. If there have been any messages for you here, please feel free to let me know. Your likes, your comments, subscribes, everything truly helps. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Best wishes with everything. And I hope to see you again sometime. Bye. Hello, pile number 3, and those of you who chose the Strength card from the New Chapter Tarot, welcome to your reading. I will be starting by doing an energy check by tapping into the energy of the card that you chose. If this part of the reading makes sense to you, sounds like you, then you know that you are at the right place. If it doesn't, please feel free to check out a different pile. Now, I want to start off by saying, whoa, interesting. You know, I was going to start off with something else, but I just felt like my throat close up as I was starting to speak. And I want to bring this up because that was actually one of the things that came up when I was reflecting on this card. Okay, some of y'all might need some throat chakra balancing. Okay, some of y'all might have some difficulties expressing yourself. When I was thinking about this, right, I was getting the sense of a lack of trust in your voice, a lack of trust in, you know, the things that you are saying, or sharing your opinions, sharing yourself, sharing your understanding of things. You know, the blue in her dress here was really making me think of the throat chakra. And I'm gonna say that I was getting a big sense of self-doubt from this card. Okay, so that could be something that needs your attention at this moment. Okay. Goodness golly. Yeah, now what I was initially going to start with was the number 11 that this deck creator opted for. Okay, now the strength card is sometimes assigned to the 8th card or the 11th card, right? Like this, it depends on the creator's choice here. Okay, but from all the other decks that I chose, this was the only one that carried that 11. So I did get a sense of you being very unique. And I know that we are all unique in our own ways, but I feel like that your uniqueness has led to some sense of feeling outcasted, feeling misunderstood, feeling like you have lost a sense of yourself. Okay, for some of you, this is, you know, back to this, right? Because you have lost that sense of self. I'm getting that at an early age. Maybe you were told to hush down a lot, to quiet your thoughts. Maybe you were taught to limit your self-expression here. Okay, but you know, it does seem to show up in the way that you deal with challenges and deal with things, but it's not because of a lack of knowledge. I get the sense that you have a lot of knowledge. All right, so let me tell you a little bit more about this 8 and 11 being used interchangeably. Because this is the strength card and the justice card, okay, that are sometimes switched around. And this changes the fool's journey and the major arcana, right? In the major arcana, we have a fool. This is supposed to be the human experience, right? Like going through different parts of the journey. And the thing is that when you see a deck where the strength card appears first, the first part of the journey is, you know, going out there, facing your fears, right? Whether those are internal fears, external fears, okay, challenges over here, right? And then you get to a place of understanding, you get to a place of learning, right? Because of the experiences. Now, I feel like when you have the strength card in the 11th position, in the 11th card place, what happens to the fool's journey is that you delay the experiences. Okay, so for a lot of you, I'm getting that you are very smart. You are, for some of you, you might even identify like as a bookworm or as book smart, right? Like you like reading, you like understanding the world, you have this focus on fairness and justice, right? And making sure that, you know, things are right with the world over here. But then that in turn, it feels almost like an overactive mind where you start questioning your decisions, or you start questioning your actions because you are so hyper focused on doing the right thing or saying the right thing that you sometimes doubt that you have the knowledge. But the thing is that you do, right? I feel like because you want, it's almost like an energy of wanting to please everybody or making sure that everybody is happy. And the reality is that that just doesn't happen sometimes, right? Now, I do want to say, like, you know, how do I say this? It's like you have the resources that you need, okay? Like you have what you need to take on these challenges. I feel like you understand the challenges. You even understand, you know, the parts within you that needs some addressing. You understand social issues around the world. You have good ideas about how to address them, and you have the resources within you. But there's just this big sense of fear of acting, or fear of misusing the abilities and the agilities that you have. So for a lot of you, you know, part of your journey could be very focused, and finding your authentic self can be very focused on being willing to share your voice here. So I'm gonna go ahead, and if that part of the reading makes sense to you, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the rest of the tarot to ask about the authentic version of yourself that is waiting to arise here. So let's see. What is pile number 3 need to hear from their authentic self right now? All right. You have the Star. You have the 7 of Discs. I want to say that I do feel like you have the support of the universe right now with the Star showing up in your reading. You might be going through a lot of frustrations, a lot of difficulties in your material realm at this time with the 7 of Discs showing up as well. But, you know, I feel like you're coming out of this, like you are healing this. Like these frustrations are actually furthering your knowledge and furthering your understanding, okay? So, you know, even though I feel like you are very learned and like you know a lot of things, you've studied a lot of things over here, this is like one last push, not one last push, right? Like we should all be striving to be lifelong learners here. But I do feel like there is an understanding that you're doing around bringing what you've learned about the world, bringing it to yourself, okay? Like bringing that knowledge within and figuring out what it tells you about you here. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna say, you know, once again, like with the Star, yeah, there is an authentic part of you that is waiting to arise here. Is somebody who, with the High Priestess showing up here and the Star here, it's like this sense of utter trust in yourself, knowing that you have the knowledge within you, knowing that you know what needs to be done, and no longer keeping this knowledge to yourself, but allowing it to shine a light on others, allowing yourself to be a star, okay? In whatever context that means, right? Whether that means, you know, in one-on-one relationships, right? And not being afraid to speak your truth, right? Or whether that means in a community or in your family setting or whatever, right? Like you are no longer shushing yourself for the sake of other people's comfort. You are actually, you know, stepping out of your comfort zone. You're learning how to stand up for yourself. That is what your authentic self wants you to do in this moment, okay? Now, you do have, you know, in your heart and your mental space over here, you have the King of Cups and the 10 of Cups, okay? I do feel like finding this collective happiness, like making sure that everybody feels, you know, happy, feels safe, feels emotionally safe is something that's very important to you, right? Like you want to make sure that everybody feels like they are treated right, that they're treated fairly, that they're getting what they need to be happy over here, okay? And you do have this ability to be that provider, but once again, that does not mean dismissing your own feelings, okay? With the King of Cups showing up over here, okay? This is in your heart space. There are things that you are being asked to do for yourself as far as how you are showing your love, okay? Now, the King of Cups is, how do I say this? Very loving, very caring. This is somebody who, you know, like takes action and uses their heart to lead them, okay? Which I'm getting like, this is you, right? Like you are leading from your heart space. You want this like place where people feel content and happy. The thing is that you also have to be, I'm getting there's a need to balance your masculine and your feminine energy, okay? So this can be, you know, how much you are doing for others, how much you are willing to receive, accepting love, accepting support. It's interesting because the King of Cups, I believe, is associated more traditionally with Pisces, but the creator over here, once again, right, did something a little bit different. And there is the little symbol for Scorpio here, right? So for some of you, Scorpio energy could be significant, okay? Nonetheless, you know, this is about an emotional transformation. This is about you allowing yourself to feel your feels, to sit with your discomfort, to say, hey, like my feelings matter too, is something that I'm getting, okay? Do not dismiss your own needs here for the sake of others, all right? You are very much a healer. The part of you that is waiting to arise, you know, with this Hermit energy, interesting because I know this is aligned to Scorpio here, but I'm thinking of another interpretation where the King of Cups is aligned to Pisces. And you know, Hermit is aligned to Virgo, and these are both very healing energies, okay? So, you know, Pisces is healing in a very spiritual way, in a very nourishing and emotionally, like, you know, psychically, you know, kind of healing over here. And the Hermit is also associated with Virgo, which is aligned to more material, you know, like think doctors, nurses, you know, that sort of thing. So whatever realm it is that you are navigating, I do feel like you are a healing energy for those around you, okay? Like the part of you that is like, as you shine your light, as you allow your authentic self to come through, as you speak your voice and speak your knowledge, all of these things that you worked so hard to attain, that I'm getting like, you've been doing the work, you've been doing the learning, and as you share that and, you know, do this healing within yourself first, okay, you'll be able to heal others, okay? And I want to back up a little bit over here, because the Hermit, while it is an energy of healing, it starts with yourself, okay? Like I said, I do feel like your healing revolves around your self-trust. It revolves around trusting your intuition, getting in touch with your intuition for some of you, allowing your feelings to speak to you, okay? With the Hermit, you know, don't be afraid to retract as needed, okay? I do get the sense of things in your material realm, so the things that you're doing in your everyday life need to pay attention to you more a little bit right now, okay? So what are you doing in your everyday to take care of your needs, right? What are you doing in your everyday to be able to speak your truth, to let your light shine over here, okay? Whether that means, you know, once a day I am going to be willing to share something, right? Or once a day I am going to, you know, I'm getting like challenge yourself to communicate also more, okay? Like I feel like the way that you are communicating needs some attention, right? Like I'm getting the energy of somebody who's, you know, maybe very observant in a room. You're waiting to see what everybody says, and sometimes you're sitting in a room where people are just, you know, it's an echo chamber of nonsense over here, and you're just watching people like, what are you on about? You know, kind of thing, and not saying anything because you don't trust that you have the right answer. But guess what, like you do, like you might have more insight over here than a collective group of people, but you don't trust that you do. And I feel like there's this need for you to challenge, to share your truth, to share, for some of you, your expression of your frustrations, okay? Like do lead with love, but I feel like that's something that you're already good at, okay? You're just kind of putting it out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull a couple of extra cards here from my little deck of self-care. Why does that not surprise me? Okay, actually, I want a green one. Give me one green one at least. Yeah, okay. So, all right, you know, I'm actually going to start with the green one, because I think I said this at the very, very beginning, that when I was reflecting on this card over here, I felt like a lot of you were kind of shushed down at a very young age, right? Or you were kind of being told to quiet down at a young age. And then you have consider your inner child, okay? So what is it that your inner child wants to say as well, okay? This is something that you can be doing for yourself at this time to help your authentic self arrive, okay? Rise up, shine through, okay? Now, interesting, you have boundaries, and it's funny because when I did this card, look, I'll even show you, right? The Hermit is the 9th card, and the High Priestess is the 2nd card. And and you have this card showing up when the Hermit and the High Priestess both showed up for you, okay? And I do feel like there's this need to balance this, okay? This is like your spiritual realm, this is your physical realm over here, okay? So where are you creating boundaries for yourself in your material space, right? Whether that means, you know, saying no to people when you need to say no to them, okay? Whether that means, you know, I'm getting even like shutting people down when they're getting a little bit too invasive, okay? But also, how much are you opening up, okay? Like there's this balance between your mental realm, your physical realm over here, okay? Once again, I go back to this, you know, the High Priestess is also a Piscean energy, okay? I go back to this, you know, you being such a healer, okay? Like you are, I don't know, like just, I mean, and this could be like, you could even be in a profession or a sort of career where you can provide literal healing to people. Like I said, you could be a doctor, you could be a nurse, you know, like, you know, I don't know, something like that, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be like, I know that's traditionally what we think of, but like, it doesn't have to be that, right? But like maybe medical field over here. But also, I mean, it could be like spiritual healing, right? Maybe somebody who knows their way around a garden, who knows how to do herbal remedies, you know, like that kind of thing. Somebody who also provides spiritual healing. I feel like you are integrating these within yourself. That's part of an authentic version of you that is also trying to come out, okay? Now, sorry, this is funny, because you got the traditional, like when I did this, I did intend the number 8 to be the strength card over here, right? So you got the traditional 8 as strength card showing up here. When with touch something soft, okay, so this is a form of self-care, all right? Touch something soft, a pet, a blankie, moisturize, touch yourself, touch a squishy, okay? But also, you know, allow yourself to be soft with yourself, to be soft, have a soft touch like with you as well, okay? Like is what I'm getting. Like don't be afraid to get vulnerable, to feel vulnerable with yourself. You know, if you're lacking confidence, if you're not trusting yourself, allow yourself to sit with those thoughts, reflect on them, process them to help you work through these challenges, okay? I feel like I said there is work to be done, and it's like the last step for you to, you know, even though I do feel like you're a lifelong learner, like there's this one learning thing that you need to do to be able to put yourself out there, and that is learning about yourself and learning how to trust yourself here, okay? You also have with the number 3, this is, you know, an Empress energy of nurture, of nourishment, okay, over here. But I'm also thinking of, you know, community. You have read or listen to a short story. I'm getting learning from other people's. I feel like this is what you do though, right? Like that was that energy that I was picking up at the beginning, like somebody who, like I said, very book learned, very, I don't know, like maybe you need to listen to a different kind of story. Maybe you need to go back to that if it's something that you've put in the back burner over here, right? Because I do feel like this is you already, okay? So maybe get back in touch with that, or honestly for some of you is like starting to maybe even journal or write your own stories over here, okay? But yes, all right, I'm getting a connection to the community once again, all right, as a source of nourishment. Goodness, wow. Pile number 3, you feel like a very powerful pile here, and I mean powerful in just, I don't know, like just I feel like you just have so much potential for healing over here if you just learn to trust yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this reading with a message from the Earthcraft Oracle here. But I'm going to take a second to say that if there have been any messages for you here at all, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Your likes, your comments, subscribes, everything truly helps, and I laugh because you have medicine woman, okay? Medicine, if you're not, you know, regardless of your gender, okay? Medicine person here, okay? Wow. Come on. What have I been talking about? Okay, you have so much power to heal over here. Like I said, some of you, like, you're reconciling. I'm even getting okay, I'm very explicitly hearing reconciling Eastern and Western medicine, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? Like it could be, you know, reconciling you know, like traditional uses of medicine, okay, herbal medicine, traditioning, like what traditional, whatever that means for you, okay? For some of you, you could have a connection to ancient healing practices that you're trying to bring back out, or that you're getting reconnected with, right? So wow, okay. Let's read. Let's read what this has for you, okay? You have look, I'm gonna just show you what I highlighted over here. I highlighted reflect upon your experiences and seek the patterns that will reveal your strength and potential to grow, okay? This Hermit, this 7 of discs over here, okay? So much potential to grow here. Now, you have the medicine woman has initiated you into her sacred space of healing. Though powerful, magical, and deserving of respect, a medicine woman is merely a facilitator of Mother Earth's magic. She looks to nature, communing with plants, animals, crystals, all of Earth's sacred tools to observe subtle messages that guide her hands and her works. These little messages let her know she's on the right path and that profound healing is close by. Interpreting the patterns and synchronicities in these messages into medicine for the mind, body, and soul is the medicine woman's calling. You too have the gifts of a medicine woman, and you have called this card to you to unlock your ability to heal yourself and eventually others. Your life experiences have provided you with the lessons needed to live your life with purpose, meaning, and vitality. Each hardship you overcome and achievement you reach are shaping you into the powerful healer you are destined to become. Wow. Pile number through, dang. Pile number 3, we're through, okay? Go and do you, all right? Yeah, pile number 3, like I said, you're so powerful. You're a healer. Go out there, heal yourself so you can heal others. If that's your calling, if that's your thing, okay? If this message resonated with you, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Your likes, your comments, subscribes, everything truly helps. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and I hope to see you again sometime. Bye. Hello, pile number 4, and those of you who chose the Strength card from the Secrets of Paradise Tarot here. I will be starting this reading with an energy check by tapping into the energy of the card that you chose. If this part of the reading makes sense to you, sounds like your story, then you know that you're at the right place. If it does not sound like you or make sense to you, please feel free to check out a different pile. All right, let's get into it. So I am going to say, the first message, I got this right away as soon as I was sitting with this card, is that you are somebody who thrives when you are perceived as strong, right? Like if somebody calls you strong, if somebody says, hey, look at that strong, independent person, you know, however it is, like you navigate the world, like you're like, yes, that is me, right? Now, I do feel like you are very strong, okay? I get the sense that, you know, you are a problem solver. You are very active and proactive about the way that you dominate the enemy, the way that you accomplish your goal, the way that you the way that you face challenges over here, okay? It's like, I don't know, like, you know, because she's using the chain here to dominate the lion, I feel like you're good at problem solving. You're good at finding resources. You're like, if I can do it this way, I'm gonna do it that way, right? Like this is somebody who, you know, I feel like you're not afraid to do the work yourself. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty and doing the hard work to get what it is that you need, okay? I'm getting a sense of somebody who feels so good when they are in charge, and you feel stronger when you can quell your troubles. You feel stronger every time that you dominate a challenge. Your ego right, becomes strengthened over here, all right? And I mean, it's great, okay? But I am gonna say that there is a sense of like, yes, you are strong, but I am also getting a sense of being very conscious about your appearances, being very conscious about how it is that you present yourself, and in turn that might create some difficulties around you getting in touch with your softer side, or you being afraid to show the part of you that is soft, the part of you that maybe is emotional, okay? Like I'm getting somebody who hides their emotions not just from the world, but also hides them from themselves, right? And the thing is that this can become dangerous because even though you are strong, right, you are not seeing sometimes that there's also strength in your vulnerabilities. There is strength in allowing yourself to feel, right? And this can in turn, like it could be like this appearance of strength can become a facade for you sometimes, right? And that is where you might lose some of your footing. So if any of that made sense to you or sounds like you, let's go ahead and get into the rest of the tarot. Let's find out what authentic version of you is emerging. What messages do you have here from your authentic self, pile number 4? All right, you have the 10 of Swords. You have the 3 of Wands. You have the 6 of Wands, the King of Swords, Wisdom, and the Star. All right. Look, wow. Okay. So, you know, a couple of things. All right. I do, once again, you know, with the six of Wands over here, feel like you are very focused, very on how very like the way that you come off is very important to you, right? Like you want to be seen as this winner. You want to be seen as someone, like you're okay with being in the spotlight, you know, like that kind of thing. You want recognition. Like I said at the very, very beginning, like if people tell you like, wow, look at how strong you are. Oh, look at how marvelous you are. You're like, yes, yes, yes. Bring on the accolades, bring on the recognition, okay? And here's the thing though, like, I feel like there is this part of you over here, you know, with the 3 of Wands, with the Star, even, you know, with Wisdom and her, is like, you're so smart, but there is a part of you over here, I'm getting, that wants to be creative, that wants to explore. I feel like, you know, more than anything, what I'm getting right now is more of a like a roadmap, okay? Like, in order to welcome in your authentic self, some of y'all are needing to close some cycles over here and explore. Like, you need to get out there. You know, this Three of Wands, the Three of Wands is about exploration. It's about getting out there. It's about seeing the world, right? You know, some of you could be travelers waiting to travel over here, okay? But I love how the ones here are represented by the surfboards, and they are like in a wave, okay? So I feel like recognizing your emotions, allowing, you know, with the waves, right? I'm getting like that torrent of emotion when it is coming for you. Allow yourself to ride it, okay? You do not, because I'm getting almost like you're afraid to even go in the water, to even explore your feelings over here, because you're afraid of the damage that the wave could create, right? Like, you're afraid of drowning in your feelings, so you've been suppressing it. But the Three of Wands is showing that like your authentic self is somebody who actually has control of these emotions. That you feeling soft, you being able to get in touch with that part of you is not weak, right? Like, look at how much stronger you are because you have feelings. Okay, that's what this Three of Wands is telling me right now. Okay, now with the Ten of Swords, you know, I am getting that sense of hurt. Okay, some of y'all could be functioning from the sense of betrayal, the sense of feeling backstabbed, feeling left out in the cold. Okay, but this is your thoughts. Okay, it's almost like you are, I'm getting a sort of resistance, okay, perpetuating this, like, kind of, maybe you were hurt in the past, right? But you are not choosing to walk away from this or process this, okay? It's like, you know what? If you're going to be in this Ten of Swords energy, then allow yourself to truly be in it. Write those waves, write those thoughts, and allow yourself to feel more complete from processing the hurt, from processing those pesky thoughts that are plaguing you over here, okay? I feel like you're very shush about any past hurts, right? Like, not wanting to reveal this part of you that is carrying some hurt. And you see it as well over here with the King of Swords, who is very, you know, how do I say this? Very smart, very logical, okay, but sometimes emotionally ungiving, okay? Now, I am seeing the word comedy over here in the hat. I'm getting like you could be somebody who covers up your pain through comedy, all right? You could be very funny over here, all right? Very good with your words, okay? I'm getting, like I said, you know, you're very much active, proactive, reactive. Let's get it done. Let's take care of business over here, okay? But it's like you're not dismissing that part of you. Embrace that part of you. Embrace the part of you that is smart. But that doesn't mean that, you know, you want to be careful that you're not allowing your mental space over here to keep you from having a fuller experience, okay? Like, your authentic, like I said, like, I do feel like your authentic self is very, you know, like, feels good, you know, like, I'm getting, you know, you like when people say, you know, that person's fierce, that person's bold, that person's brave, right? And that is who you are, and that is fantastic, right? But be careful that it's like you're not just this one faceted side, right? Like, there's more to you that you're not allowing to show here, okay? Now, this artist here, they, and the creator of this deck, like, they chose the wisdom card to represent the traditional, you know, hermit card, which the hermit card is very much about, you know, isolation and healing, right? Doing some inner work. But I'm getting, you know, for a lot of you, so sorry, so the reason I'm thinking about this is because the hermit goes into isolation mode, right? To kind of process and, you know, sit with their thoughts over here. But what I'm getting, you know, especially because like the Ten of Swords over here is covering their mouth, and because you have more of a collective card over here with the three wise men here, you know, showing up in this card, is like you're processing, your healing, like it might benefit from, you know, like talking is more of a an effort of, I don't know, like sharing your thoughts, sharing your feelings. Like some of you might need some third party kind of support, is like you, your feelings, and some friends, you, your feelings, and a therapist, you, your feelings, and some kind of learning over here. Okay. Like I'm getting, this isn't something that you're gonna, this healing isn't something that you're gonna find. This wisdom that you're gonna gain is gonna come from others. It's not just within yourself. And I'm not saying that you don't have the wisdom within you. Okay. I just get the sense that there are other people waiting to kind of open your eyes, open your perspectives. Like I said over here with the Three of Wands, this is about exploring different things, exploring different options. It could be exploring different cultures. Like I said, traveling, exploring different spiritual practices, okay? Seeing the way that different people live their lives, all right? Like that could be some insight over here. That could be part of this energy over here, right? Maybe it doesn't have to be like a formal therapy session, right? But by exploring different cultures, right, and seeing how other people live, that might give you some insight toward yourself. Okay, now with the star, I love this. All right, very much an energy of support. The Orisha goddess Yamaya might be of significance to you, okay? Or maybe you want to look into the energy that Yamaya carries, because it could be very healing, you know. I love this. I do feel like the universe has your back. And once again, there's just so much emphasis on navigating the world with love. You know, the star, I'm thinking very much of that Aquarian energy, because the star is Aquarius, of somebody who is, you know, a humanitarian, somebody who is, you know, okay with being a part of the collective, but is not afraid to be unique, right? It's not afraid. And I'm not getting that you're afraid of being unique or being different, right? Like you do very much stand in your power in that way. But also, I'm getting this, once again, like putting love into the situation, you know, like you do not have to be disconnected to your emotions to be able to, you know, be your authentic self. Okay, I do feel like your feelings need some recognition here. So yeah, and I feel like, you know, I love whenever the star shows up, it's just like the universe having your back, okay? The universe saying like, hey, you got this. It's rooting for you, okay? Another message that I'm getting over here is, you know, particularly with this Ten of Swords, like you could have been going through, like I said, some down times over here. And the star wants you to know that this is an opportunity for you to create a new version of yourself, to, right? I mean, this is what this is all about, right? Like this reading, you know, it's all about like your authentic self really coming out. But like the universe is rooting for you here, okay? Like they're saying, yes, yes, yes. How do you want to be? Like, how do you want to show up, all right? Like allow yourself to, I don't know. Once again, sorry, just I'm getting so much need to pay attention to your feelings here. All right. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of extra cards here for my little deck of self-care. See if you have any or what additional messages you have for you here. Okay. You have, okay. You have eat red, all right? This is like little simple things that you can do to take care of yourself at this time, okay? Eat red, apples, pomegranates, tomato, red berries, paprika, cayenne, all right? Another thing is that I did intend this card to align to the root chakra. So for some of you, you could be needing to do some root chakra, okay? Around, that would be focused around, I mean, like your roots, your stability, your upbringing, you know, like that sort of thing over here, okay? You have the number 8 with hugs, okay? Some of y'all, look, you need a hug and you need to ask for it, okay? You know, it's funny because the 8 is the strength card over here. And like I said, you know, this person is, they have the lion on a chain, right? Like they are dominating this with whatever resource they can get access to over here. And sometimes you need to be softer. Sometimes you need a softer touch. You know that you can take care of business as well, even if you are vulnerable, okay? Even if you need support as well, okay? Now, as far as, you know, little forms of self-care, is there somebody you can ask for a hug? Can you do a butterfly hug on yourself? Some of y'all need to get reacquainted with this energy of a soft touch, okay? You also have with the 10, another, you know, 10, okay, in case that means anything, or maybe look into the energy. Let me know if there's any messages for you in that 10. What does that mean spiritually? I don't know. All right. But this is an energy of the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Like I do feel like you have come-ups. Like I said, the star over here, the universe supporting you, your luck changing over here. Also, I'm getting your mindset over here, a shift in mindset. Okay, check yourself. Okay, things that happened before, the betrayals that you may have faced, that mishap, what did you learn from it? Okay, forgive whatever hurt you are carrying. There's this need to forgive and move on. By not forgiving, you are only robbing yourself of that energy, right? You are giving away your power. So yeah. All right. I'm going to say, if it is you that you need to forgive, I do feel like for others of you, it's like you're hanging on to past hurts. But for those of you that is about forgiving yourself is also, right? Like, hey, did you learn? Are you going to repeat that mistake? No, then great. Okay. Know that you are a better person now and honor yourself for it. Forgive yourself as well. That's for 1 or 2 people out there. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this reading with a message from the Earthcraft Oracle, but I'm going to take a second to say that if there have been any messages for you in this reading, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Your likes, comments, subscribes, everything truly helps and lets me know that there were messages for you here, and if you'd like to see more videos like this. All right, now you do have Transform with Raven showing up here. I love this. I love this so much. All right, sorry, this is just like a beautiful image over here. You have Raven is a symbol of transcendence and a need for a new perspective. Intelligent and able to quickly adapt to changing circumstances, these sleek black birds see potential where others may see only uselessness. If you are in need of resources and unable to see how you can make a situation or project work, Raven is here to tell you that you have more available to you than you know. To channel Raven is to welcome inventiveness and resourcefulness. See, I was saying though, like, I feel like you are inventive, you are resourceful, you know how to adapt, make use of your community, okay? Like, find wisdom in others as well, all right? Oh, sorry, I'll keep going. Raven thinks outside the box, asking, where can I shift my consciousness to help me solve this problem? Instead of going through, is it possible to go around, below or above my challenge? Is there something I already have that can be reinvented and used for a different purpose to help me now? Additionally, this card reminds you that being resourceful does not mean you have all the answers. There is strength and intelligence in asking for guidance from other people and from Mother Earth when you don't know what comes next. Pile number 4. Didn't we talk about this? Look, if we hadn't talked about this or that was unclear, I'm going to say it one more time. There is strength and intelligence in asking for guidance from other people and from Mother Earth when you don't know what comes next. Okay? There are certainly times to stand alone, but it is okay to seek communal resources that can benefit the good of all involved. I'm gonna leave it there, pile number 4. Thank you so much for being here. If there were any messages with you at all, please like, subscribe, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you'd like to see more readings like this. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and best wishes with all. Bye. Hello, pile number 5, and those of you who chose the Strength card from the Wandering Star Tarot, welcome to your reading. I am starting this reading by tapping into the energy of this card as a sort of energy check. So if this first part of the reading makes sense to you, sounds like you, then you know that you are at the right place. If it doesn't, then please feel free to check out a different pile. Now, the first thing that I want to say is pile number 5, you're a sweetheart, aren't you? And if you didn't like hearing me say that, then this is definitely not your pile. All right. Now, when I was just sitting with this card, it's just such a lovely depiction of the Strength card, right? It truly emphasizes the need to be soft with ourselves. I feel like with those beasts within us, with the challenges that we are posing, right? Like this, she's over here like cuddling the lion, right? Embracing him, like not just trying to control them, but actually curling up. And I'm getting that you're somebody who's very soft, very nurturing, okay? And somebody who loves to nourish others as well, okay? This could be by feeding them, by listening to them, giving people advice, making sure that people know that they have your ear, your time, your energy, all right? Like, I don't know, I'm getting a very, like, I'm just gonna say like mother, right? Regardless of your gender, okay? Like, this is not meant to be in a gender way, but like, very mother of your crew, mother of your people over here, right? Somebody who just really provides, whether this is in a familial sense, a friend sense, okay, for your community, whatever, right? Now, Okay, look, I'm just gonna get straight into it, okay? Because it might be a little bit hard to hear. But something that did pop up when I was meditating on this card is that for some of you, this can be a bit of a challenge. This energy, right, of you being so nurturing can be starting to pose some challenges because it might be bordering on codependency, okay? Or for some of you, you might just have codependent tendencies, all right? You know, it happens to all of us, it happens to a lot of us, but for some of you, I am getting the sense that this is something that is calling to your attention right now. Now, while we as humans, right, do need connection, do need each other, right? There's this need to kind of assess why, you know, when you are being there for others and nourishing others, you know, what is it that you are expecting, you know, like, do you just love seeing your people thrive? Are you doing it so that people can have your back too? Like, is there some sort of expectation in return? Is it just feeling needed is fulfilling, you know, and why is that, you know, like that kind of thing? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I get the sense that for some of you, you very much dismiss your needs for the sake of others, all right? So this could be quieting down, not speaking your truth, not sharing what it is that you need, right? Kind of in order to make other people happy, you don't talk about what you want, right? So, you know, if that sounds like you, right, like then you're at the right place. If it doesn't, please check another pile, okay? But I get the sense also that you're not as soft and nurturing with yourself as you are with others, right? Like there is this need for you to practice that sense of, you know, being soft with yourself, being gentle with yourself, nourishing yourself, you know, as well here, okay? So if that sounds like you, if that makes sense to you over here, you know, yeah, let's get into the rest of the reading, all right? What are your messages for the new moon in Leo, and what messages does pile number 5 need to hear from their authentic self? What authentic version of themselves is emerging at this moment? All right, you have the King of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands. Very strong energy to start here, all right? So yep, Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords, Five of Cups, and Five of Wands. Whew. All right. Look, pile number 5. I'm gonna say, you know, just to get straight into it, okay, over here with the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands showing up here, an authentic version of yourself that is trying to arise is maintaining, they're keeping, right? Like you are still this very loving, very giving person, okay? The King of Cups is also nourishing, is also supportive. They also show up for others, right? But they also do that for themselves as well, okay? For some of you, your energy of giving and receiving is off balance. So are you also accepting? Are you also doing things for yourself? You know, is something that you are being asked to reflect on over here, okay? For some of you, you are stifling your creativity, okay? The Queen of Wands, here's the thing. The Queen of Wands is, I don't know how to say this, like, they don't care about policing anybody, all right? Like that would be like the opposite, right? Like the complete opposite of the energy that I was picking up at the beginning, okay? They follow themselves, they follow their heart, they follow their needs, they do what's good for them. They don't care about others, okay? Or what other people are saying about them, okay? Now, I'm getting the sense that you're being asked to embody some of this. Can you still be nurturing? Yeah, absolutely. Can you be nurturing and prioritize yourself as well? Yes. Is it a hard thing to balance? Yes. But can it be done? Absolutely. That is the authentic version of you that is trying to come out. That is what your authentic self wants you to know here, that you do not have to dismiss your needs, okay? For a lot of you, I'm going to say, with the Queen of Wands showing up over here and the Knight of Wands showing up back here, you are not only ignoring your needs within yourself, I'm getting that you are ignoring a creative part of you, okay? Whatever that means, whether that is somebody who is making time to have fun, making time to play, making time to, I don't know, like maybe there's a passion project that you've been not paying attention to, or something that you want to explore, something that inspires you, that ignites you, that is about you, that you are dismissing because you're continuously giving yourself to others around you without making this time and creating this space to follow the things that feel good for you. Okay, like it's okay, it's okay to make time for this. Okay, you have, you know, 2-5 energies showing up over here as well, you know, with you being pile number 5 and 555. That could mean something for you, or look into that energy. But you know, fives do bring big change. Okay, so you are being asked to change the way that I'm getting you're dealing with your emotions. Okay, like for some of you, like you are carrying a lot of hurt. Okay, the 5 of Cups is sorrow. This is like in your mental space over here. Okay, so I feel like the pain that you are feeling is, it's very much in your head, circling like thoughts over here around, I'm getting a sense of also like not feeling good enough, right? So maybe that is why you try to do so much for others, because that kind of proves to you that you are needed or that you are enough. But this sense of who you are shouldn't be coming from others, right? It should be coming from yourself. And we see this over here with the 5 of Wands showing up reversed. You know, this is, you know, an energy of challenges, all right, arguments over here. The reversal to me is over here telling me that you're so afraid of getting into any argument with anybody, any sort of confrontation over here, but you're being asked to heal from that, right? Knowing that standing your ground is okay, knowing that defending yourself, defending your needs is okay, all right? The most authentic version of you stands up for themselves when they need to. The most authentic version of you says no when they need to, okay? Like there is some healing I'm also getting around expectations. Okay, for some of you, this is very like family is what I'm getting, like expectations that either your immediate family, extended family, it could be like cultural friend family, I don't know, right? Like it's like they've put you in this box over here about what you should be, and you are being asked to take a moment to reflect on this, okay? Something that I'm getting, and figure out, you know, I don't know, like one, you know, who you really are, what these shadows are telling you. Sorry, like I just got that side message over here, okay? But also if what people are placing on you, if that is authentic to you, right? Like, do you recognize yourself when you see yourself in the mirror? Or are you like just so focused on doing things for others, right, that you don't even know who you are? That's what the Knight of Wands, that's what the Queen of Wands want you to do right now, to find your own sense of identity within yourself, outside of what it is that you are able to provide for others. Now, I want to touch on the 7 of Swords because, you know, I don't feel like this is necessarily for everyone, so this message might just not be for you. But for some of you, you do need to get real about why you do so much for others, because there could be some underlying manipulations in this, okay? The 7 of Swords is, you know, kind of sneaky, kind of manipulative over here, right? Very tactical, very strategic, right? But it's almost like, you know, maybe you do so much for others because you want them to depend on you, but what does that do for you? Okay, like there's this need to kind of assess that, you know, I'm not saying that you're consciously, like for some of you is very, very unconscious. Like you're not consciously trying to control others. You're not consciously trying to make yourself needed or make others depend on you. It's just that there seems to be this core need within you to feel needed. And so you're manipulating situations so that you continue to like get this boost, right, from people needing you. And you're being asked to release that, all right? Once again, this focus on making some time to find a hobby, right? Find something creative, something that inspires you outside of what anybody else has, you know, placed on you, or any expectations that have been placed on you here. All right, pile number 5. Yeah, goodness golly. Look, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple of extra cards here for my little self care deck here. Oh, sorry, I dropped some cards and I'm gonna pull them out because pick them up, sorry, because I do feel like there, yeah, particularly for this reading, like self-care, self-love. I'm actually, I'm gonna pull a couple over here because I feel like, yeah, you need to hear a lot of self-care messages, okay? Focus on your self-love. All right, I want more pink ones. Can you give me more pink, please? Thank you. Okay. And all right. Can we get one more? Do we get one more? Does pile number 5 get one more? Okay. All right. So you do have, okay, I'll start with these up here. Okay, good deeds. Okay, look, I do want to say, assess the good deeds that you are doing. Are you doing good deeds for the sake of doing good deeds, right? Just so that people can be happy? Are you doing this with some sort of, and like, how do I say this, like hidden intention? Okay, if you're gonna be doing good deeds, then do good deeds. All right, if it makes you feel good, that is still I'm getting that is still a part of you, right? Like you can still be somebody who likes to nurture and nourish and provide, right? Just kind of check your intention behind that. Okay, with eat green, eat green, kale, broccoli, tea, mint, peace, okay? Anything green, right? Like that might just be something you need to do over here, a little form of self-care, but also I intended this to align to your heart chakra. So for some of you, balancing your heart chakra, okay? I'm very particularly thinking about, how much you're giving love and how much you're receiving love, right? Like, is your heart too big? Is your heart, like, I don't know, right? Like, look into it, all right? If it doesn't make sense for you, then it doesn't make sense for you. But for some of you, balancing your heart chakra is something that needs your attention at this moment, okay? Also assess your basic needs, okay? How's your food, water, shelter? Ask for support, okay? For some of you, like, even going back to that, right? Like I said, I feel like you are not as kind to yourself as you are to others, right? So check your sleep. It's also something that I'm getting, the way that you are eating, right? Like maybe you're feeding all these people all these tasty foods, but how are you doing, right? How are you nourishing yourself? Also nourish your creative self, okay? You have actually, yeah, and then you have feed yourself over here. So yes, your nourishment, your own nourishment is also important over here, okay? You have, do you need some chocolate? Do you need a broccoli? Okay, what is it that you are missing? You are being asked to identify what you're missing and then work toward that, all right? Finding this balance within yourself with, this is temperance energy, okay? Once again, balance how much you're giving, balance how much you're receiving. I'm gonna say it one more time, as many times as we need to, okay? Now, you also have the death card over here with crying equals strength showing up. And, with this, I'm going to say, like just the need to, one, let yourself feel, let it out. You don't need to justify why you feel sad with the 5 of Cups, the 7 of Swords over here, the 5 of Wands as well. All right. I do get the sense that you are repressing some pain, right? You are not, for some of you, it's almost like you're, what's the word I'm looking for? Like compensating, or I don't know if compensating is quite the right word, but by focusing so much on nourishing others, right? Like it's like you're repressing, right? Ignoring your own needs over here, right? So it's okay to kind of bring this back. Allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to be sad, and then do what you need to do to nourish yourself, okay? Ask for support, all right? If you feel like you're always there for people, but you're afraid that you're gonna be sad and down and out and people aren't gonna be there for you, then that tells you something about the people that you've been giving your energy to. But I feel like the right people will be there to support you, okay? With this 5 and popping up on top of the 5 of Cups as well, okay? I do feel like somebody hurt you, okay? There's somebody over here that caused this pain within you, and you're being asked to forgive, all right? Forgive for the sake of taking back your power, okay? Forgive for the sake of, right, like not wasting so much more of your energy on this again, all right? By not forgiving, you are only continuing to hurt yourself, all right? It could be that you need to process, that you need this time to let go of what happened, right? Sit with thought, but then, do choose, right, to take back your power, because as long as you're hanging on to these feelings, a part of you is going to be given away to others. So yeah, and then you have blanket burrito, all right? This is the moon. Once again, get in touch with your feelings. So many needs for you to recognize your feelings. Okay, curl up, take a nap, take it easy. The dishes will be there tomorrow, but don't forget to beat the cat. Sorry, I love this card. Sometimes I forget about it. But because you know what, like, like I said, I feel like you're here, you're there, you're like kind of doing all these things, taking care of others, la la la. So prioritize, okay, what actually needs to get done, what can wait until tomorrow, because you yourself need some rest. You yourself need to have some time for you over here, nourish you, okay? The authentic version of you that is arising knows how to take care of themselves as well as others, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up with an oracle card from the Earthcraft deck here. I'm going to take a second to say that if there have been any messages for you in this reading, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Your likes, comments, subscribes, everything truly helps. All right, you have the number 42. You have wild winds with the number 42 showing up here. Wild winds. Let's see. You have, do you hear the whispers in the wind? Have you ever been alone in nature when suddenly you hear a word or a sound, but no one is there? Earth Mama speaks to us in many ways, but it takes time and practice to hear her with clarity. At first, you may wonder if it's just your mind playing tricks on you. Do not allow doubt to block the wisdom of the earth. The Wild Winds card commonly appears when a spirit of the universe has sent you messages in the form of synchronicities or patterns like recurring numbers, 555. All right, for some of you. Anyway, sorry, or patterns like recurring numbers, symbols, colors, and shapes that you missed. This card is a nudge to open your senses to the messages that you have been closed off to. Sometimes the message can be so clear that it becomes overwhelming. Other times messages are so subtle that you must be completely calm and still to see them. Allow yourself, make that time to cry, make that time to make yourself a blanket burrito and listen to the universe, all right? To do so, you must listen to your heart. Trust that you know it is being presented to you. Don't overthink the synchronicities that come into your life. Don't try to approach them with logic and reason. Just feel them. Feel them in your spirit and know that your first instinct is often the correct one, all right? Whatever message you get from these synchronicities, right? Like that's what's there for you. You know, I'm going to do a little bit extra something over here. And I am going to see if we can find anything else over here that might get you going in the right direction, okay? I want to point out the fives again, okay? You have, yeah, like 555. Let's see, what else do you see? I don't know if you see anything else, but let's see, any colors that stand out. I do feel like the pinks and blues are really standing out, okay? Just pink and blue, pink and blue, pink and blue, okay? Blue, blue, pink, okay? So what would that be? Pink is associated with your heart chakra. Blue is associated with your throat chakra, all right? Yeah, speaking your truth, okay? Once again, heart chakra work, okay, over here as well. Feeling comfortable enough and sharing your thoughts, okay? Sharing your voice, okay? Something else that I'm getting. All right, let's see. What else? I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna, if you see anything, awesome. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. All right. You know, if there were any messages for you here, pile number 5, I would absolutely appreciate your feedback, your likes, your comments. Everything truly helps. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and best wishes with everything. Bye.